Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dare say. You may view other channels, but they don't put it across like me. Right, first thing we need to do, give a big shout out to Spartan Demolition, Scott Brunt, Gary at Welcome Estates, and Mark at Human Nutrients. The link will be pinned in the comments section at the top. It'll take you straight to the website. Go have a little nosy. You might want to treat yourself as well. Health is wealth, remember? We're only here once. Right. Journalism or PR. They're banging on about this now and for 8 years in November. I was banging on about it when I started with Big Ron. When I used to see how these so-called media hacks in boxing would be told by promoters. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. They'd be told what to put out. It's a bit like when you get they'd be told what to put out. It's a bit like a footballer, right? When he's not picked on a Saturday and they say, "Oh, he's picked up a leg strain." It's a bit like that. It's lies, isn't it? It's fake news. Fake news. When a boxer's not done enough tickets on a Monday, Tuesday, and in fight weeks, 8 fights Friday, Saturday, and he's not done enough tickets to pay for opponent. So the promoter's not going to want him to get in the ring and owe money to the promoter to pay for away fighter. It's a bit like that. And obviously the fighter will be fighting for nothing. But now it's that bad that these kids coming through now have been sold a dream that, yeah, you can get on this platform. And if you work your way up, you'll get to rankings. Once you get up to top rankings, you'll get to promised land. They've been sold a dream, a bit like White Rhino, fighting for free and paying to get on shows with Big Ron, and then getting back in mix with Eddie Hills giving Eddie blowjobs, even though he can't stand sight of him after what Eddie did to him. But it is what it is. It's a need to know basis. They all need each other, very needy, aren't they? But getting back to the media, well, your default microphone has changed. I don't understand all this microphone nonsense. Getting back to the media, right? We have talk sport in the boxing industry are classed as like the establishment, aren't they? And this is who they've got fronting it. They've got a failed football chairman or owner. He obviously done 40 million in, so he don't know what he's doing. He's no boxing experience. The only experience he's got is what he's told, or what he's being groomed by the people around him at Talksport. So we've got him there. Then we've got Jug Ears Oliver, right? This is a man who, yeah, he was a European champion and that, but he didn't do weight right and he got injured. Well, that's a long time ago, that, isn't it? But so he's a European champion, former European champ. But this particular person, Spencer Oliver, was responsible for bringing these influencer YouTubers into the mix. He only filled his boots as well. Him and his pal Jake Wood, they filled the boots. Where's Jake Wood now? Not fell out of the other money. That'll all come out in wash. But they filled the boots, right? And then they're giving opinions on that. And boxing, now it's all intertwined now. Look at this Misfits thing. Now, a lot of fighters in gyms around the country now, because I get emails all the time off matchmakers, they're saying that fighters are starting to ask about this Misfits and this and that, and YouTube stuff and blah de blah and bare knuckle, and it's a bit of a free for all, isn't it, really? But we only have ourselves to blame. I mean, what sort of sport can we get the boxing media hyping up Jake Paul fights and Mike Tyson fights and Froch, Darren Till, and what is going on? What? Everybody wants to have a slice at cake. We've got Eddie Hearn there, or Eddie Hills, more or less saying, and Spotty Frank Smith, the spotty one, that they will broker the deal for Till versus Froch, or Froch versus Till. And wasn't it so long ago that Froch were going on about his drink for introducing Eddie to Joshua and blah de blah, and chipping away at Joshua every day up the EIS. Don't go with Bricktop. Don't go with Bricktop. You'll not get paid. You'll not get paid. Sign for Eddie. Sign for Eddie. Sign for Eddie. Bellew chipping away at Joshua as well up at the EIS when he's sparring Frotch. We all know what we're going on. McCracken's and all them chipping away. Richie Woodall, all that lot. And you went with Eddie Hills. Do you know what I mean? And just about swerved every hard fight there was. I mean, he's not really been in. Vladimir, a legacy fight. How's that a legacy fight, Vladimir? Do me a favour. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely embarrassing. But my problem is people like Gareth A. Davis, not Frotch and that, because they're just going to fill the boots, aren't they, them boys? Gareth A. Davis, I've got a problem with him. You know, he's coming out bigging all this up. I mean, look at Frotch bigging it all up. But not so long ago, he were dead against it. But if there's a few quid for him, they'll big it up. You can have boxers who've got big followings, they set a YouTube channel up and the channels go massive, don't they? I wonder what the real media hacks think to that. You know, the ones that went to university. Because their voice don't mean anything now, does it? You can have people like Jake Paul running show. Let anybody in boxing. Look at him with tea towel on his head. Turkey. Turkey the tea towel or tea towel turkey. When he says jump, they all say how high. When he says you're taking step aside, money, I want that fight. They say, yes, please, Turkey. It's like when they say P and Bob goes, yeah. Yes, please, Bob. Do you remember it? Blockbusters. Yes, please, Bob. Yes, please, Turkey. That's where we're at now in boxing. Everybody with access is not doing anything about it. They all want to be in bed with these people. It's like Eddie. He's supposed to be giving Frotch a drink, isn't he, for Joshua signing with Matchroom. Instead, he's going to take a drink off making the Frotch Till fight. Eddie's turned the negative into a positive. And Frotch is there with begging bowl out. It's embarrassing. Absolutely. These are grown men selling their souls. It's good that you find out about some people, isn't it, down the line. They sell their souls. But what can we do? The mainstream boxing media are weak. They all are a little clique. To be in the clique, you've got to kiss male arsehole. You know where grown men shit out their arseholes? We've got to kiss that part of the bodies. Or lick between the toenail fungus on the toes. Like Sam Jones, he's always like, oh, Eddie, Frank, Eddie, I love them both. It's great for boxing. Oh, Ben Shalom, I love him. BBC's great for that. Well, you weren't saying that a few weeks ago when you were sticking knifing on Ben. Old Sam Jones, the expert. The man that couldn't even fire a legal letter off at WBO regarding Joe Joyce's shot at the title. He's in obscurity now, Joe. And he's 40 tomorrow. Very old man now. Hanging around like a bad smell, like Chisora 42 and Dylan White 38, Fury 38 next, and Joshua. They're all shot to bits. Dylan White, oh my God. Geriatrics.com. Bringing up the rear is Huey, and he's 31, isn't he, next week? He looks about 51. That's where we're at. Nobody wants to say a word, though, do they? Nobody. Absolutely nobody, because they all want access. They all need to have a good look in the mirror. When you've got Gareth A. Davis saying things like Jake Paul's great for boxing and Dylan White bigging a 4-time cheat up and hanging out the back of him. These people are the problem. Drug cheats should be run out of the sport. You fail, you're out. Whether it's performance enhancing drugs or weed or cocaine. Now people are saying in the comment section, weed and cocaine don't help you. Of course it helps you. If you're in camp and you're getting 10 hours sleep after half a spliff, that's better than getting a bit of a patchy sleep for 2 or 3 hours, isn't it? Or cocaine if you can't make the weight on time and you're hungry and you just have a little line in fight week and that it might just get you through that 6 or 7 hour period where you're starving. Do you see where I'm coming? It's an advantage. It's not going to make you perform any better, but it's an advantage to make the weight. It's called an advantage. All right? Obviously, it's not like having steroids and that, but it's still an advantage and it's illegal. Get them out of the sport. If you're smoking dope, sniffing gear, or injecting drugs or taking performance enhancing drugs, we want you gone out the sport, but none of them admit it when they're caught. It's always contaminated this, or we're being stitched up and unfairly treated and all that, or you're being racist and non-disclosures and that. The media are not reporting on this. I keep seeing the media hanging out at back of Conor Ben. Hanging out the back of him. Nobody's going after the promoters for all these weight rehydration stuff. I don't see anybody putting it on Eddie Hills. Nobody put it on Eddie Hills and Kalasua Rat. How they tried to keep it quiet, the Eubank situation and Ben with them drug tests. The media are weak. They're the problem. And once you can manipulate the media, you're all right, aren't you? Once you can ring media up and say, I'm going to be at so and so event, get down with your camera and you can have access. It's like the little Joeys, aren't they? These media people. Absolute Joeys. But nobody's doing nothing about it, are they? Nobody's saying a word. I am. When that ice breaks, I'm always waiting. But nobody's saying a word. Nobody. Duke McKenzie's supposed to be this guy who tells it straight and this and that. He's not saying anything, is he? Because he's got little gigs on Talksport now. They've softened him up. They've softened Frotch up. There's nobody else left now, is there? John Rawlins was trying to pipe up and say Atoma's not ready after 26 rounds for Usyk. But everybody else, Juggy as Oliver and all that, they're all going off on a tangent, aren't they? Like they were about Dylan White's devastating left hook and last thing you lose is your power, according to Super Bean. It is what it is. Okie dokie. So thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Booyaka. One peace out. Thanks for sharing it videos as well. And don't forget, if you get bored, jump onto our sister channel, Porky's International. I've just put a couple of videos on there. Bit controversial, but hey ho. They stop me. Who can stop me? Hey? Who? Nobody can stop me. I'm untouchable. One peace out.